Women sometimes lack the experience in managing C-level discussions and preparing a C-level meeting in a strategic way so that the CEO, as an example, has your back. So it's really setting women up for success when it comes to maneuvering the different relationships and the power web in the company.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Value Whispering podcast. I'm your host, Melitta Campbell, value whisperer and business coach. And I'm excited that you're here today because I have a different kind of an episode. So back in episode 177, I spoke with boudoir photographer Amber Roberts and we created her pitch live on the show. So we discussed her value, her clients, the results she gets, and then I pitched her business back to her. And I've had so many wonderful comments on that episode that they found not just learning about her business interesting, but also seeing how we created that pitch and what it sounded like when I presented that back to her. So today I have another live pitch creation episode for you, and this time with experienced project manager Ines Kaps, who has created an academy for female project owners called the Passion4Projects Academy. And we've been working on her communications for a while, and everything is there in her communications. But my concern was that her personality wasn't coming across. Just how much she cares about getting amazing results for this woman wasn't coming through her message. So we did the live pitch creation with her, and then I pitched her academy back to her, and she kindly agreed for you to have an insight into that whole process so you can hear our discussions behind the scenes and then the final pitch as well. So I hope you find this interesting and valuable and are able to get a sense of how you too can break down your expertise, who your clients are, what they walk away with after working with you, and bring that together in a simple, clear pitch that really connects with your ideal client and shows your personality through that as well. So enjoy this session. And if you are looking to improve the way you communicate, the way you connect with your clients, the way you market your business, and if you're looking for a way to do all of that in a way that suits your personality and feels really meaningful and natural, then do come and join me in the Dream Clients Club. You'll find me at melittacampbell.com/club. Now, this is my free membership for service-based business owners. And in there, we have challenges and live masterclasses and conversations all about how can you connect with your ideal clients through a clear message, through meaningful marketing, and create a wonderful journey that's going to step by step build those relationships with the right people so you can build your business, but in a way that feels impactful and a way you can feel proud of everything that you've created. So do come and join us there at melittacampbell.com/club. That will take you directly to the community, and we have live masterclasses every Thursday afternoon European time. So I do hope that you'll be able to join us for those. So in the meantime, here is myself and Ines discussing her pitch. So what happens is we do a bit of a brainstorm of all the work we've covered so far already in the program, but just bringing it together in a different way. So you talk and I'll type and capture as many points as I can. And then you'll end up with 12 words-ish. Sometimes I put in little phrases that if you can just remember those 12 words, you can pitch your business in 20 seconds, in 20 minutes. You can build a nice pitch for a podcast around it. And it's a bit more of a story-based way of talking about what you do in your business and what the outcomes are. Something that feels like it has a bit of structure and that makes sense. I will pitch your business back to you. So you can start to get a quicker feel for, does that say everything I need to say? Are the most important parts coming across? Can I use it as is? Or you can start then to make it your own from there. So it's really just a very quick process of pitching your value. Okay, so what is the offer that you want to promote?
I'm offering a consulting coaching approach for women in project management. And this coaching subscription has three elements. It's a combination of hands-on coaching on a weekly basis. It's a deep dive session every month. And there are learning modules around assessing the project environment, personal development, and advanced project leadership. Passion4Projects Academy.
Yeah. So how do they become part of that? Do they have a call with you first? Is it an online sign up? How do they kind of get into the program?
They either attend a webinar or they have a discovery call with me, or I reach out to them in person.
So then they decide to join the process. And then does it have a set time frame, or is it ongoing for as long as they want to stay in?
It's a monthly subscription, so they decide to be there as long as they want. My recommendation is 6 months because that's usually, from my experience, the time frame you need in order to really grow as a person. And usually also any digital transformation project, the 6 months is a typical length of the intense working period in a project.
Okay. And it's worth thinking, if 6 months is what it takes for them to get the best results, how can you incentivize them to stay in for the 6 months minimum? Either you put it in the contract, it's monthly, but minimum 6 months, because that's what it takes to get results. Or once you've been in the program 6 months, you get a one-to-one assessment with me to look at how it's all going, like what can we fast track next, or whatever, something that's going to help them get those best results. Or maybe it's once every 3 months, there's something.
So it's a kind of checkpoint every 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, but something that they're going to think, oh, that's really valuable. Great. And client pain points. So why do they join the program, or why should they?
They join the program because they feel stressed and overwhelmed in their projects, and they don't have a safe space to ask their questions without losing face in the project or without risking, let's say, their bad reputation with their boss. I have women joining who are not yet project managers and who want guidance in their first projects on, how to be a project manager.
What a gift to work with you on your first project rather than just be like, off you go then.
And I'm not sure if this is also a pain point, but I have one woman who specifically says she wants to become a senior project manager, really amp up her project management skills. And that's why she has chosen to join, to really get the skills and the understanding to lead big and complex projects.
Yeah. And if they don't join your academy, what are their options? How else would they get these skills?
They would probably do is certification in project management to get the stamp of a renowned institute. They would probably ask a colleague if they have some questions, and else they would do a trial and error or leave the project management space because it is too stressful and too overwhelming, and they did not get the support.
And what's it like getting the certification? Do they also get support with that, or is it
No,
more?
certification is basically the theory behind project management, where you learn tools, you learn the language, but it is theory and not practice. And a lot of people only see themselves as a project manager once they have this stamp. I have done this certification and now I'm a project manager. What they don't see is that real life project management is something different than having done a test in project management.
Yeah, that's probably something worth mentioning at some point. We'll see if we can weave it in that, when it comes to practical, I've been there, done that, and got the bruises, so you don't have to kind of thing, that's part of it. Yeah.
I mean, I think those certifications are really valid, and a lot of companies request them to have a certification. So it's definitely not a bad thing, but there is way more to project management than having this stamp. And what I also see is there are quite a lot of Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups about project management where you definitely can ask some questions and you may get some results, some answers.
But I think one big problem women have typically, obviously not everybody, in my experience with working with women's networks, is they don't ask. Or they may ask once, but they don't like to bother people over and over. Maybe they've got a mentor, but that's just going to be like at best 20 minutes a month, working with
Yeah.
someone. So yeah, so that could be something to mention on your landing page. Maybe if you have a frequently asked questions, you can say, oh, how does this fit with a certification? Do I need a certification before doing this? And that gives you the opportunity to say, certification is brilliant and it's very well recognized and will certainly give you credibility. The only downside is it lacks the practicality aspect. And once you're in the project, you'll find there's a whole missing skill set that you have, and that's what the academy fills in for you. So if whether you have a certification or don't have a certification, this is going to really help you on a day-to-day basis. So that would be a nice opportunity to bring that in and make that point nicely.
Yeah.
Great. What else is a pain point for them? What sent you running to the toilet cubicles in tears?
It is the stress you have when you need to address a conflict, where you say you have never dealt with a angry customer. You know there is something going wrong in the project, but you are lacking the courage and the confidence to address a conflict in a way that you are not shouted down and you come out of this conflict without too many bruises and as a respected project manager. There is another element. The women that join sometimes lack the experience in managing C-level discussions and really preparing a C-level meeting in a strategic way where you don't criticize the CEO in the room when there are all his peers or vice presidents. If you want to prepare it beforehand so that the CEO, as an example, has your back. So it's really setting the women up for success when it comes to maneuvering the different relationships and the power web in the company.
And one thing that comes up in our Thursday discussions quite a lot is managing the different personalities and dynamics and conversations. Do you think that's covering it with the managing C-suite level conversations and managing power dynamics and characters?
I think that's for me managing different characteristics. It's the stakeholder management and conflict management, because usually you do have conflicts between different characters. And in particular, if some of those characters are kind of, let's say, trying to put you under pressure and you really need to stay firm and say no. So saying no is something extremely difficult for project managers in general, and I think in particular for female project managers.
Yeah, brilliant. Anything else?
No, I think that's the points that I was thinking about when I thought about the academy, and these are the points that my current clients feedback to me, or these are the topics that we discuss in the academy.
So what is the value that you bring to the academy and to your clients?
So what I bring to the table is 23 years of international project management, change management, and entrepreneurship, board experience. So I'm both a management consultant who has done more than 300 projects globally, from China to Japan to Israel to the whole Europe, including the US. So really global projects. I have set up 5 companies. I was CEO of companies. I was on the board of investment funds. So I'm very experienced in managing different sizes of projects, different personalities, having good relations on C-level. And I have endured a lot of failures and painful situations. So I have basically the whole experience, what you have, the good times and the bad times of a project manager, of an entrepreneur, and of someone who is really able to talk from, let's say, blue seller people to C-level.
Yeah, so I guess that's taught you the lessons you won't find in any textbook.
Yeah.
Mhm. What else?
I have a very strong, deep experience in intercultural communication as I've lived and worked in different European cultures. So I'm a very culturally aware and experienced. And being a coach to junior consultants and junior project managers, a mentor, I know what it needs so that I can grow and develop people.
Yeah.
And I have a very strong international network.
And if I was to ask what your clients, your current people going to the academy, what do they appreciate most about you? What would they say?
My clients appreciate that I am an exceptional communicator, that I get things done, and that I address conflicts in a very respectful way.
What do you think would stop someone joining this program? So they read your landing page, they learn all about this amazing background you have, they have those pain points, but what would hold them back?
That I have a very crystal clear language. And so I don't sugarcoat the pain points. I really, with love, address the pain points.
So why would that stop them from joining? Is that a bit of a shock for them?
Um, I think it is a bit of a shock that I really address them, but I also put them on the table. So I will really address the difficult topics that we have in the conversations and not shy away of any conflict.
Yeah. Going back through this and reading it, I'm just concerned that for some women, particularly if they're learning project management skills for the first time, may feel a little intimidated. I mean, they need to know this. They need to
Mm.
know that whatever they're about to face, you've already gone through it and some. So they're going to cover everything that they need.
Yeah. I,
But
I had this conversation, I think it was in March when I was on the panel. And the feedback, when I explained what I've done, I mean, I'm 48. So I have quite some lifetime on my belt. And these junior project managers, maybe half as old as I am. And I will add my age on the page so that people also understand it's not from yesterday. There are years of experience.
hmm,
And whenever I talk to women, they see this huge pile of things that I've done. But when they talk to me, they really understand that I'm down to earth and very relatable, and they can ask me anything, and I will try to help them with everything I have.
yeah, and I think you're right. The thing I was missing is that you in the calls, you're just so caring and compassionate. Yeah, you get to the point and you make it very succinctly and clearly, but as you say, with love, with wanting others to do well. And I think that's something that we need to make sure comes across in the written content. They don't just have to work with you or speak to you to
Yeah.
get that sense. Because if they're in this field, then they're likely to be a bit of a more resilient character anyway, or they wouldn't perhaps be in this position. But at the same time, I think it being supported, that caring side, it's nice to feel at ease going into that as well.
Mhm.
Um, I just want to make sure that even in the written content, that caring, compassionate side is felt as well. Um,
Mm.
you know, your story where you were crying in a toilet cubicle because it was just so overwhelming. Things like that is like, oh, okay, she gets it. She's not gonna judge me for having a breakdown in the
Yeah.
middle of a whatever. So I think these kind of stories are going to help as well to show that, there is absolutely no judgment here. It's tough and I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put in here caring and compassionate because I think you are, but that you haven't said that.
Yeah. And I think whenever I have a difficult situation with a client, I still sweat. I still get a red face. It's like, okay, all the things. And then it's like,
Yeah. So anything else on the value that you bring that we need to note down? Not all of this is going to make it into the pitch, but it's nice to have it all in one place anyway. I guess you're multilingual as well.
yes, I'm multilingual, English, French, and German. And I am, what did a friend say? I'm one of the most optimistic people she has ever met. Whenever I have something, I always see opportunities and solutions.
Great. And the results that you get for your clients. So what do they walk away with after working with you?
Definitely more confidence,
Mm-hmm.
experience in strategic stakeholder management, a very good understanding of stakeholder relationships and project politics. They will learn how to communicate their business case in a very confident way. They will have the courage to share and communicate their achievements, and they will have more clarity on what their personal and professional goals are, what their values are, and how they will achieve them. And they will be very comfortable in addressing conflicts and difficult change situations. So they know how to say no and how to set a boundary.
And I guess it's the confidence to manage stakeholders at every level, even at the C-suite.
Yes. And the confidence to manage and lead their team, and the confidence that their skills are good enough for leading their situation. So they don't have to add tons of trainings to do their job.
Yeah, that's great. And maybe it comes under the managing
Yeah.
stakeholders, but having influence with people that they don't have any influence over. Is that something?
It's not only having influence, but it's being aware and using their influence.
Great. Anything else?
One of the opportunities, I think, is they see that they are not alone. They have the opportunity to grow their network and learn from each other, but in particular share their experience and their achievements. So they realize that they also already have a lot of experience that they can build on. And that leads into more confidence, but also the realization, the issues I have, the problems I have, other women are in exactly the same space or had those experiences, so it's completely normal.
Yeah. So things that they thought they were doing badly, they'll realize, well, it's not me doing this badly. It's just really hard.
Yeah,
Everyone has that same struggle. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You tend to think if it's finding it hard, it means I'm no good, I'm in the wrong place, rather than no, it's just hard. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Brilliant. And I guess once they build these skills, their reputation and their credibility is going to grow, and they're probably going to put themselves in a position where they'll attract better job
Yeah,
prospects
yeah.
and promotions.
They will attract bigger projects. They will become more visible in the company, more recognized and appreciated in their team and with their boss. So they really build their credibility and reputation as project leaders for bigger and more complex projects. So this will have a very positive effect on their career if they want to stay both in this company, but also when they choose to pursue their career somewhere else. And what I hope will also be a result is that they will lead their projects in less time, so that they will delegate all the things that they don't need to do and they will have a more balanced work-life balance.
Brilliant. Right. Now the difficult bit. How do we say this in 12 words? So I think the two, or maybe the three things is like the communication, that's key, and the confidence. Well, I think maybe it's the project politics, because the C-suite conversations are going to come under project politics, aren't they? So, okay, let's see if we can fit everything in here.
And the conflict management, is this under project politics or under communication?
I think the kind of overall project management is a combination of the two, really.
Yeah.
And then confidence is the result that then helps them sustain that. But then the power skills, where would that come in?
The power skills are exactly the communication and stakeholder management, C-level management. That's project politics, and also the business case realization. So ensuring that things get done, that you achieve the project goals.
So if power skills covers the communication, the project politics, and the business case, and confidence is what they walk away with, what else could be the middle thing?
Would this be the practical application? Because what we do in the whole coaching, it's coaching of their current topics and also practical trainings, role play. So it's really on the job, no theory, just really what they need in this moment in time.
Yeah, I think that's a really big thing, isn't it? Because that's what makes you different to those other options they have.
Yeah.
So let's do power skills. You cover all the power skills. And I guess the communications, it's not how to communicate as traditionally done, but in a way that feels suitable for women as well. So it's not, this is how to be assertive like a man. No.
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's more understanding the communication style of men, understanding the communication style of women, and basically being able to talk both languages. So when you're in a male-dominated group, how do you use a communication style that gets understood with men and that gets understood with women? So it's really understanding that it's basically two different languages, and how do you need to communicate to get across so that your audience understands you.
Yeah, brilliant. And the business case, where does that come? Would a business case come first or last?
Basically, it's the start and the end. You start with a business case, what you want to achieve, and throughout the project, you need to ensure that you achieve this result, this business case, or if something happens in between, that you adjust and communicate the adjustment so that you have a definition of success throughout the project and that you deliver on the success. And this is something that often gets neglected or forgotten, that you need to define success and that you need to communicate your definition of success and your successes, so that at the end you are also seen as a successful project manager. And we also had in one of the last calls was when you're on a project where you know this project is not successful, where there's just no chance that it will be successful, that you as a project manager, you can also walk away from this project and say, I'm not doing this. I believe it's not going to be successful. Please, someone else can take it.
Okay, power skills, practical application, competence afterwards. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
This is going to be rough, but it will give you a start point at least. So hi, I'm Ines. And for 25 years, I've been managing international projects, change management, entrepreneurship. I've led 5 teams. I've been involved in some really exciting and huge projects over my time. I haven't always been successful in these projects, but over that time, I've learned the skills that work. I've learned how to manage people who have got nothing to do with my project, how to speak to people at the C-suite and quickly earn their respects, and how to really manage not just a project and not just the people around it and the politics, but manage myself through that project so I don't lose myself. I don't get lost in this project. I can still manage myself and my time and feel proud of everything that I'm working on and comfortable in any situation. So I have noticed over that time that project management, it's tough. But for women, it's extremely tough. Often we lack many of the skills that we need. So I have packaged my experience, what I've learned works best, and all of the tools, tips, and tricks that you will need to succeed as a project manager and grow your confidence into the Passion for Projects Academy. And there are three notable ways that this academy works and is perhaps a bit different to other solutions like the certification, which is great to have, but there are some things that it's missing. So these three things are power skills. We focus on really making sure that you understand communication, how to communicate as yourself, but how to adapt your communication skills to the audience in front of you, be that C-suite, board level, be that audience of very male men or women or a mix. You will know exactly how to get your point across clearly and get the buy-in that you need. We look at project politics, how to manage conflicting agendas, different personalities, different cultures, even in a way that ensures your project progresses on time and it is a success. And we look at the business case. This is something that's often forgotten, but it's essential because this is your definition of success. It's how you'll get buy-in at the beginning. It's how you'll maintain that buy-in throughout the course of the project and decide if it's a project that even has legs, if it's going to go somewhere, if it's worth your time and the company's investment as well. And it's how you will showcase your achievements at the end of the project. So those are the three core areas that we focus on in the power skills section. But the big thing that's missing in most people's experience, particularly if this is your first project or you've maybe just done one or two smaller things before, is how do you use these skills in practice? Because theory is one thing, but people don't always act in predictable ways, as I have learned over the years. And there's always something different that comes up. So a big part of the program is coaching. We will coach you every step of the way. We include role play in that. So you can play around with situations before they happen so that you have the appropriate responses in the moment when you need it most. You have a safe place where you can ask questions and get the support that you need. And no matter what those questions are, we've heard it all, we've been there, and we want to share the benefit of our experience with you. And one part of the program that I really love is the fact it's a group. So the other women in the program are sharing their experiences, sharing their successes. We're all celebrating together. And what you would learn about that, it's not just having that support, that network, but you'll start to see you're not alone. You're not the only one that struggles with X, Y, or Z. It's because it's hard. It's not because you're not good enough. You'll start to see and appreciate the existing skills in another way. So you're going to start to build that confidence, which is really the big result that I want for you, is this confidence, the confidence to know you've got the skills to do a great job already and that you're growing every day. The confidence to manage every person and every situation in a way that feels in alignment with your own values, the way you want to present yourself. You don't have to become someone else, an aggressive monster, to manage these projects and get what you want. You will have the toolkit and you will have that practice of how to use it so it comes naturally to you. You will also, very importantly, have the confidence to delegate so that you can maintain balance and some sense of harmony in your life, which is really important because projects aren't a sprint, they're a marathon. So you need to manage that energy and enthusiasm that you have to bring to that project. That's ultimately what's going to ensure its success. One nice outcome that I love about this process is you don't just become an exceptional project manager. You have skills that will raise your profile and credibility and recognition throughout the organization. And that is going to bring you choice. It's going to help you with your future career. It's going to attract more exciting projects to you. You'll be able to pick and choose what you want to do next and know with confidence that you can say yes to any opportunity. If this sounds like the kind of support that would be helping you right now, I'd love to talk to you some more, look at where you are today and how this academy could be helping you. The price point, I think you're going to be very surprised, because I genuinely want to help as many women as possible. So it's very accessible. But please do reach out to me at wherever you can find me. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. How did that sound?
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, yes, great, amazing. So many inspirations where I said, okay, I need to change my website. I need to change my one page and let me just get on. No, that's really, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I think what I wanted is your personality and why you do this, why you care, to really come across. And hopefully this does it. You know, that why is kind of woven throughout it as well. So that hopefully that women hearing you talk about this and will really think, yeah, I need to be part of this. I can see myself as part of this group. So yeah, great.
Thank you.
So there you have it. That's how you can start to brainstorm the elements of your business, find the different things that feel like they stand out, and then present that in a short pitch that you can expand. So Ines can add in more detail about each of the power skills and how she builds confidence and the results that she gets into that pitch. If she wants it longer, she can condense it. If it's like a BNI meeting where she wants to present something in just a few seconds, and she could use that as the foundation for a series of articles, even for pitching to be a guest on a podcast, for example. I may well get her back here to talk about how women can communicate with people at different levels in a way that builds their credibility. I thought that was something really interesting that came out of our discussion. But she has a lot in there, and if she builds all of her communications from this base, it's going to be wonderfully cohesive and really powerful as well. So I hope you have found this helpful. This session is part of the overall Value Whispering Blueprint program. That's my signature program. You can go and check out more about that on my website, melittacampbell.com. There's a big button at the top that says business coaching. If you click on that, you'll find all the details. But you can also get a free taster of how you can get started with this process in the Dream Clients Club. Just go to melittacampbell.com/club, click on the classroom, and there's a whole load of free masterclasses and the magnetic messages challenge there to help you get started already. So do go and check those out. Meantime, if you were interested in what Ines had to say, do go and connect with her on LinkedIn. Her name is Ines Kaps, it's Ines with an S, Kaps, and her website, which talks about her academy, is Passion4Projects.academy. So if you go to that website, and I'll put the links in the show notes as always, you'll be able to find out more about that wonderful academy that Ines runs, if that's interesting for you or someone that you know. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and let me know on LinkedIn or in the Dream Clients Club, and let me know what stood out for you from this session. I'd love to hear that. Meantime, we have lots more tools, tips and inspiration coming up for you in the next episode. That was still in the Women Empowering Women month. That's our theme for September, and I'm looking forward to continuing that next week with another exciting guest. I'm not going to give you any clues. You'll just have to show up and experience that for yourself, but you're not going to be disappointed. So I'll see you then. Meantime, have an amazing week. Bye.